Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I am in South Australia at the moment and we have just come to the Venus Bay lookout, and while I'm traveling down this coast in the Eyre Peninsula, I'm going to answer some more questions that you asked. I'm going to do a bit of a Q&A. Now this is a warning. This video is going to challenge the way some of you think. It's going to challenge what you believe to be true. It's going to challenge what society has told you your whole life. Now, some of you may be ready to hear this and some of you may not, but I'm going to share with you my beliefs and how I feel about life and my philosophies on getting older and living in the van. So a lot of these questions I'm answering were very emotional questions that people had about van life and money and getting old. Okay, hopefully you can hear me. The waves are pretty loud and I have to watch where I'm going so I don't trip over. But we'll start with the first question, which is a little bit easier. And that is, I got asked about how do I feel about getting rid of my storage unit. So if you don't know, I have been living in the van full time for 5 years now. And middle of this year, a few months ago, I got rid of my storage unit that I had had for 5 years. So I have sold my house and I had put some things in storage for the what if, in case I move back into a house. Hang on, I got to spin around. And I let go of it because I went to my storage unit to get something or put something in there. And when I opened it up, I realized I don't need all of this. It means nothing to me. It means nothing. I don't need it. For the last 5 years, I've lived in a van and I have everything I need with me. So I don't need anything else. People always go, what if you have to move back into a house? I've got everything I need in the van. I just take it out of the van. I don't need anything else. You really don't need a lot to live. So it's actually felt very freeing. And financially it's saving me $120 a month, so that helps. But the personal things I have made room for in my van, and honestly you don't miss it. So the question was also about going over all the what ifs. So first of all, I have everything I need. And if I need something else, I can buy it. There are stores. I could go to a Goodwill shop or something if I want to save money, but you can buy things. You don't need to hold on to them forever. So that's my answer about the storage unit. It's been very liberating and very freeing, and I don't even think about it anymore. And I used to think about it all the time. So don't even think about it. If you feel you need it though, keep it. Like I had one for 5 years before I got to this point. So there's no right or wrong. Do what you feel comfortable with. But for me, it was time to let go. All right, this next part of this question was about whether my career has helped me to manage my budget effectively. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that question. Do you mean because I'm a bookkeeper, it helps me to manage it effectively? I would have to say no. Being a bookkeeper helps me to set it up, but self-discipline makes me manage it effectively. So self-discipline, doing what I say I'm going to do. Abby's taking me through the bushes. I think there was an easier way. Where are you taking me, Abby? But you just have to have self-discipline. You cannot spend more than you earn. You go into debt. That's not sustainable. So just self-discipline. You have to get tough with yourself. You have to get real with yourself. You have to know that you can't keep spending more than you earn. That is not going to get you through life. I don't think my career has anything to do with it. It's a mindset. I haven't always been this way, but I have grown up, become an adult, and said, I need to do this. This makes sense. It's the only way I can continue to live. Hope that answers your question. The next question is also about money. So the person said that they just watched my budget video again, and they asked me if I didn't have my bookkeeping job, would my budget still work? Well, the answer is no, because my budget is based on my income. So you need to base your budget on your income, and everyone is in different walks of life, has different sources of income. So mine is based on my income. So if I didn't have my bookkeeping job, I have two choices. I can get another way to make income, or I have to reduce my budget. That's the only two options. So you need to make a budget that works just for you, and if your income changes, then that's your options: reduce your budget or increase your income. It's pretty simple, that one. All right, the next question is also about the affordability of van life. And the question was about how some free camps are closing down, or you have to pay more, caravan parks are getting more expensive. Life will continue to get more expensive, that's how it works. Inflation is inevitable, I believe. It's not new. And so whether or not it's affordable, the question was for people that are forced into that situation. I cannot answer that question because I am not in that situation. I am always sharing my viewpoint, my experiences. I live this way by choice, and I have a really decent income. So if you're forced into that situation, I think realistically you have to still have a budget and live within your means. If you have some income, if you don't have an income, then you have to work on getting an income. So I can't really answer that question. It really just comes down to individual choices, individual lifestyle, and individual circumstances. So that's my answer to that question. If you're forced into the situation, you'll have to make some choices. Just look at this fantastic view. Look where I am. All right, the next question, I get asked this a lot, And this is where I'm going to challenge, the way you think and what you believe and what society has told you. Okay, so I'm warning you, this will be controversial. And if you're going to leave a comment, please be nice and civil and appreciate this is my viewpoint on things. So one of the questions I get asked a lot about is, what happens if you have to move back into a house? Do I have money to move back into a house? Do I have money for a house? What happens when I get older and I have to live in a house? A lot of people worry about that. So people are saying that's what their worry is, their fear. They believe it will they need security. So here's my thoughts on this. It's a false sense of security owning a house. It doesn't guarantee happiness. It doesn't guarantee good health. It doesn't guarantee a good life. It is just sticks and bricks. So the way I look at things is I have just turned 60. I have been living this life for 5 years and I'm getting to experience amazing places like this on a Friday afternoon when everyone's at work. And I wouldn't give this up for all the money in the world. There's different ways to look at life. So many people are worried about when they get old, they don't live now. My life is now. I'm in the prime of my senior years and I'm going to make the most of it. I'm not going to worry about what might happen in 20 years' time. I'm not going to worry about things that haven't happened. When they happen, I will deal with them. Also, there's this idea that you have to live in a house. And I get asked this question a lot when I meet up with people at campgrounds and things, and I say, why do I have to live in a house? Why can't I just die in the van? Why can't I just live in a van forever? There's no reason I can't. It might not be traveling on the road, but I could be in a caravan park. I don't have to live in a house. You do not have to live in a house. You can live in a boat. There are lots of different ways to live, and not all of the world lives in houses. So I want you to question that. Question why you think you have to live in a house. And what do you think living in a house gives you? What kind of security do you think it's actually giving you? I just really question it. We work so hard our whole lives to pay for something that we're not even living in because we're at work trying to pay for it. That to me did not make any sense. That was one of my biggest reasons for getting rid of my house and changing my lifestyle. I'm working all these hours to pay for something that I can't enjoy because I'm working to pay for it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. The other thing is, I believe you should live more and buy less. You really don't need a lot of stuff. So live more. If you can, work less and live more. That would be, if I could go back to my younger self, that would be my advice. Now, I'm really lucky. I got out of the rat race before I got really sick. I was starting to get very ill. That's why I stopped. So my health has improved immensely. My stress is so low. And again, I wouldn't give this up for anything in the world. I don't know if that makes sense. Look at this fantastic view. Look where I am. You don't get this living in a house. I just want to add to the end of that remark, and that is that I have done house sits while I've been living in the van, and I do not enjoy being in a house at all. I would much rather live in my van in a caravan park than be in a house full time. I just really don't enjoy it at all. So that's me personally. I feel like I am a bit of a nomad at heart. I love moving around. I love changing my scenery all the time. So yeah, that's just me. Hope you can hear me. It's getting really windy and the waves are getting very loud. The last bit of this comment from this person was how they're worried that if they do van life full time now, they won't have enough for the future. So, oh, look at these beautiful flowers. Let's just check out the flowers. Hang on, I'll get out of the way. Look at that. So beautiful. All right, I want to challenge you with something. So, What if you don't do van life now and you wait until you feel financially secure, and then you get really sick or you die and you never get to do it? How would you feel about that? It's funny because I know a lot of people talk to people on their deathbed, and not one of them ever said they wish they worked more, they had more stuff, or they had more money. They always said, I wish I did the things I wanted to do. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Money does not buy happiness, it does not buy health. So yeah, think about, what if you don't do it? How will you feel? What if you do it and it's the best thing in your life? It's the best thing that ever happened to you. What if that? I think we have to go this way because we've hit some cliffs. What if you get to walk around on cliffs with your dog and have beautiful scenery? Oh, and there goes a bird. Yeah? Abby's having a great time. She's a bit warm in the sun, but it's actually not warm, it's quite cool breeze. I think that's going to be the end of this Q&A, but also just another challenging thought is that we're taught to work to a certain age, retire, and then go and live. And how many people do you know or have you met that have a story of somebody they knew that died shortly after retiring? That they worked so hard their whole life, they were ill of health, they couldn't do things. I've met a lot of people on the road that have said to me, I'm really smart for doing this now while I'm younger and physically able to do a lot of things. Like going up that lighthouse in Cape Lewin. I've met people that have said they couldn't go up there. Abby's eating stuff. Don't eat stuff. Let's go this way, Abby. So just keep that in mind. I know society has told us there's a certain way to live, there's a certain way to be. We have to work so many years and then we retire, and if we're lucky we get to enjoy a few years before we get sick and die. And I say that I don't know why you believe that. I don't know who made that the way to live, but I don't agree with it at all. I just don't agree with it. I think we've got it all wrong. We've got our priorities wrong in life. We should be spending more time with people we love, more time with families, more time enjoying life and living, doing the things you want to do, like art or, I don't know, whatever, fishing. This is a very popular fishing area. Just get out and live life because it's very short. One of my biggest inspirations was a girl I was working with. She died at, I think, 42 years of age, and she had big dreams and goals, and she was working full-time in an accounting firm, and she passed away before she got to do those things. And I'm kind of like, I need to go and do it now, because you don't know what's around the corner. You just don't know, and you can't plan your whole life for the you don't knows and the what ifs. You really can't. All right, let's finish this walk. This is just spectacular. I've been here before 4 years ago and I just love it. And Abby's having a great time. Hey Abby, what you doing? What are you doing? Are you eating stuff? What are you eating? Let's find the trail. It's very rocky here. Very rocky. I found the trail, it goes this way. But check this out. I'm going to put this over the cliffs. This has an extension on it. Hang on. I hope my phone doesn't fall in. Let's have a look what we can see. Did you see something cool? I'll find out when I edit. I would love for you in the comments. Hang on, I'm got to walk over the rocky bit and not fall over. I would love in the comments to find out if you hear how you feel about these things. Have I made you question what you believe? Have I helped you in a way to think about things differently? Have maybe pushed you a bit more to going after your dreams and doing what you want to do? And also, you can, please, you don't have to agree with me, but you have to disagree respectfully. So you can disagree with me respectfully. I'm happy for that. I'm happy to discuss that or to see your opinion. Again, it's just my opinion because I'm having an awesome day. All right, thanks so much for watching, everybody. And we're going to finish this walk. There's a memorial here, I think. Yeah, let's have a look. There's a memorial. Oh, somebody passed away here. So there was a memorial at the other place I was at as well. He was 17. It was a boating accident on Good Friday, 6th of April 2012. 2 young lives were lost doing what they loved. That's so sad. Yeah. All right, let's finish this walk. Let's see what these beautiful views are. Oh, this is from the other side of the cliffs. I thought I'd just restate where I am. This is Venus Bay on the Eyre Peninsula in South Australia. And this walk is just amazing. It's only a couple of kilometres. It's great on a day like this where there's a nice cool breeze. And it's just spectacular views. It is very rocky. You need to be good on your feet. I highly recommend it, I really do. It's just spectacular. I'm just having a great time.